Hi everyone, this is how to solve literal equations, part 3. These are medium to hard. The reason they're hard is because we have to use the greatest common factor a lot. Some places call it the highest common factor. In fact, IB likes to call it the highest common factor. So since we're solving for x, the first thing you want to do is group your x's on one side of the equation. So what I'm going to do is subtract. Well, the first thing I'll do, let's just subtract 4 from both sides. So if I subtract 4 from both sides, I get 2x equals xg minus 4. All right. Now I'm going to, since I'm solving for x, I want to group these all on one side. So I'm going to subtract xg from both sides. So that's 2x minus xg, and that cancels. That equals 0, equals negative 4. So basically, to get this x, well, we're going to factor out an x. So move out an x, and basically what that means is you're dividing this by x, but you're not losing it. That's what factor means. You're not losing it. So the x's go away, and we have 2 minus these x's go away is g. So we left the x over here on the outside, what we divide it by. Now this equals negative 4. We still have to solve for x, so you can divide both sides by 2 minus g. What happens is this cancels, that equals 1. So you're going to get x equals negative 4 over 2 minus g. Now these take practice, and there's quite a few of these in part 3 and part 4. So you just need to practice that. So let's try another one. Here we have one we have to solve for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is cross multiply. I'm going to move the x up there so you get gx, and 1 times that is just that, so you get x minus c. Now since my x is on this side, I want them both, I have an x here and x here, I want to move them on both sides. So I'm going to move him over here by subtracting x from both sides. So you get gx minus x, this will cancel, equals negative c. Now we're going to do like last time. We're going to divide both of these by x, because they both have x in common, but we're not going to lose it, so we put it out to the side. So x divided by x is just 1. So you have g minus x divided by x is 1, equals negative c. Then, to get x by itself, divide both sides by g minus 1. This cancels because it equals 1. 1 times x is just x. So you get x equals negative c over g minus 1. Okay, the next one. Again, I want to solve for a, so I notice I have 2 a's here, so I'm going to move this guy over here by subtracting him from both sides. So you get u equals ba minus ka, because this will cancel. That equals 0. I'm going to factor out an a. That means I'm dividing by a. So that cancels, and you get b minus k. Then you can divide both sides by b minus k. This cancels, so you get a equals u over b minus k. We're going to solve for a. This one looks a little easier. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So you get u minus 2 equals 3b minus 2a. Then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3b from both sides. That cancels, so you get u minus 2 minus 3b. You can't combine these, they're unlike terms, equals negative 2a. Now I'm going to divide everything by 2. That cancels. What happens is you have this negative a here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite this as negative a equals u minus 2 minus 3b all over 2. What I'm going to do is multiply both sides by negative 1. Because we're solving for a, not negative a. This just cancels and we get 2 negatives make a positive. So I'll put it over here. And this is negative 1 over 1. Remember, negative 1 over 1 equals negative 1. So the 2 stays the same because 1 times 2, but this negative here means we make all of these opposite. So that's going to be negative u plus 2 plus 3b. And that would be your answer. Okay, the next one, it's pretty much set up for us. The a's are both on the right side here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and factor out an a. That means we're dividing both sides by a. You cancel out the a's, we get 4c minus 3b. Then you divide both sides by 4c minus 3b. That equals 1, so it cancels, so we get a equals g over 4c minus 3b. Okay, I think we have 2 more. Here we're solving for x. Sometimes the easier ones are the last ones. So I'm just going to divide both sides by x. No, by 4. Sorry. Divide by 4. I see what's going on here. So that cancels, so we have x equals negative 4r plus 2d over 4. Now, the way you can write this is I'm going to put this 4 under each piece, each term here, because we want to reduce that maybe. I don't know if you have to or not, but let's go ahead and put it under each piece. Now, what happens here is the 4's cancel, because that's 1, so you get negative r plus 2/4 can be reduced to 1/2. So that's 1/2, and the d goes on top. So 1 times d is just that. So we have x equals negative r plus d over 2. Now, I don't know if you have to reduce it like that, but if you do, that's how you would do that. And that's it. The next set is very similar to this. So we're going to call that part 4. So if you need extra practice, you might want to watch that one. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.